solemnly swear before the Burkinabe people and on my honor to preserve, respect, enforce, and defend the Constitution and the Transitional Charter with unwavering commitment. He is far from doing everything to ensure justice for all the inhabitants of Burkina Faso.
When Ibrahim Traore made this oath, he was serious. He was not like other presidents here in Africa, because whenever they make this type of an oath, they are actually making an oath to the Western countries to say, we will continue to be loyal to Western countries. We will continue to be loyal to our bosses. We will continue to be loyal to the system, and we will continue to disadvantage our own people. But not with Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore was serious with this oath, and he is still loyal to the oath, because he's not prioritizing himself, but instead he's prioritizing the people, irregardless of what the system is doing.
They are coming to honor life Ibrahim Traore. Yes, you heard me right. They are coming, and by day, the West are coming to honor life Ibrahim Traore. They have tried covertly over 20 times. Now they're being direct.
What do you think would happen if any general anywhere attempts to arrest President of the United States?
Most definitely, they will go all out to protect the President of the United States. They will go all out to protect the country, which is the United States of America. Why? Because if you come against our president, we have to defend our president no matter what. But here is the thing. The West is expecting us not to do anything. Why? Because this is what they've been doing all these years, manipulating the Africans, using social media, using mainstream media, using any tool or any weapon they can use to damage the minds of the people. That is why whenever they attack your brother, we have this tendency of being quiet. We are not doing anything at all. So that is why this general of United States Army or whatever, that is why he had guts to say, you know what, I can do something about Ibrahim Traore. That is why he had that power to accuse Ibrahim Traore. Why? Because his bosses told him to do so. And he knows very well that we as Africans, we have that tendency of shutting our mouths.
You see, we were not there when Patrice Lumumba of Congo was assassinated by the CIA and the Belgian government in 1961. We were not. We weren't born when Kwame Nkrumah was removed in a coup by the same CIA in 1966 on a trip to Vietnam. When Thomas Sankara was assassinated by France and his right-hand man in 1987 in Burkina Faso, we were very, very young. And even when Muammar Gaddafi of Libya was brutally unalived in 2011 by NATO, we were uninformed and thought it was for the good of Africa. This time, with all the information we have as black Africans, what are we going to do about it? How will history remember us? What will we say when history talks about our generation? Did we put up a fight? Did we stand up? Did we say something? Or did we look the other way, thinking it was too far away from our doors? Ladies and gentlemen, that time is here to stand for something. France and the US government have decided to take down Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso by any means necessary.
So this is the time for all Africans to come together, because now we can see that Africans are coming together. And we have to note something. It's not easy to unite Africans by any means. In other words, in all categories, in anything. In other words, unity amongst Africans seems to be the most difficult thing to achieve. But whenever it happens, you have to know it's not by coincidence. So this is the time for Africans to stand together, irregardless of religion, irregardless of your tribe, irregardless of your country, irregardless of your beliefs, irregardless of anything. If Africans can put all these things aside and understand that you are an African first before your religion, that's the only way we can come and stand together. It's a beautiful thing to see Africans all over the world standing for Ibrahim Traore to say, let's protect this man. Because right now we can see that Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are our gateway towards our total liberation.
You who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight, or we remain slaves forever. I told you once, there are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here.
Until you are tired of being a slave, until you are tired of being called stupid, a fool, and nothing, you will continue to fold your arms. So right now, the reason Africans are standing up, they are tired of being called fools. But we have to know and understand very well, we have the house slaves. The house slaves, they don't have problem with what is happening. Why? Because they have income. They have all these things. They are surrounded by all these things. And that is why they can easily be bribed. But anyway, we can still come together and stand together to protect Africa. Not only Burkina Faso, Mali as well, Niger as well, and all these countries that are contributing towards our total liberation.
This is for entertainment purposes only. Have you seen, family, how Africans across the world are responding to these threats that Trump and his people have issued at Traore? That, I don't know, that general who was saying that Traore is using his gold to protect himself and I don't know what. They have even decided, I should say we have even decided that April 30th, there will be a global protest. Africans will globally take to the streets to defend Traore, because guys are like, yo, another Gaddafi is not going to happen on our watch. And you know what's so crazy? A lot of young African youth are also offering themselves up to Traore and asking them if they can join his Burkina Faso army. I love it.
As an African-American woman, I am so proud of President Traore and so happy for the people of Burkina Faso. I want to state for the record that African-Americans have nothing to do with any assassination attempts, any destabilization of the country, or any criticism of President Traore. I don't know any American, and I don't know every American, but I don't know any American that even knows who General Michael Langley is. I actually just found out who he was 2 days ago. But when you see black people being put in a position like that, and then turn on their heels to criticize another leader in another country, that is by design. And they do not speak for us. They are ruining the reputation of African Americans globally, making people think that we feel this way. We have our own problems in America.
There is a global agenda to keep black and brown countries underdeveloped, divided, and economically dependent. Notice that they never hesitate to send aid to these predominantly white countries. But how come they never send any financial aid to these black or brown countries who really need it? And whenever these black and brown countries try to take control of their own resources, they are painted as global threats. The same playbook that they used against Gaddafi.
You know, these countries, Western countries, when they came here in Africa, their goal was only one thing: to put their hands on the mineral resources of Africa. They don't care about Africans. That is why these companies, they don't pay you enough. That is why even the governments don't care about protecting their own employees or their own people. That is why even their own people are still living in the disadvantaged areas. They only deliver services in the cities where white people live. You know why? It's because these people, when they came here in Africa, they only cared about themselves. Why? Because they wanted to put their hands on the mineral resources. But they did so by using a smart move, by programming the minds of the people and using their house slaves by putting them on these offices. That is why, if you are led by a house slave, you have to know that you are still not free. That is why Ibrahim Traore made that oath to say, you know what? We will no longer allow these countries to continue using African minerals and using Africans as trash.
If loyalty was a person, that person is Ibrahim Traore's personal bodyguard. The main bodyguard of Ibrahim Traore showed something to the world, said there are some good people that regardless of anything that will be put before them, they will never betray their friends. They will never betray the people that they love. And Ibrahim Traore's personal bodyguard, Gaddafi, has proved to the world that thing. So last week, a French investor came to Burkina Faso and offered Ibrahim Traore's personal bodyguard, who is called Gaddafi, $5 million. $5 million to betray Ibrahim Traore so that he can be eliminated. And you know the interesting thing among this story? The interesting thing is he took the money. Straight to Ibrahim Traore and told him what has happened.
You cannot go to any store. It can be a supermarket or any other store to buy loyalty and accountability. We have to give respect to anyone who is close to Ibrahim Traore and has never decided to sell him out. That's the most important thing, because you cannot tell me that the blood of your forefathers, the blood of those people who fought for freedom, your mothers who were tortured, your fathers who were brutally assassinated, worth $5 million. You cannot tell me that. There's no price tag that you can put upon the blood of your forefathers. The only price tag that you can put is justice. And justice is not free. That is why Malcolm X used to say, freedom is not free.